There is a sick new puzzle within Vesper'S host, and if you complete it, you get the ability to focus for any piece of armor and any weapon from the dungeon, even if you have not earned it yet. That's pretty sick. It's going to make farming pretty fast on your looted and triumph runs, and it's just an awesome feature that they put into this. So we're going to go over how you can unlock that. That also gives you progress for the Icebreaker catalyst, but that does not appear to be currently dropping. We think that comes from Master Vesper'S host, but I will let you guys know whenever we find out. Me and my friends and the community worked very hard on this, so if you find this video useful, please consider subscribing. Now, in order to even start anything in this video, you actually need to do the 7 puzzles that we went over in yesterday's video to just unlock the class items for the dungeon. That's kind of the prerequisite to these larger puzzles. I'll have that video linked down below in the comment section, or you can click the eye in the top right hand corner of your screen right now. Make sure you do all of those puzzles, and then you can do this. Whenever you have those completed, there are going to be 3 more Braytech puzzles hidden throughout the raid, and we're going to be returning to our favorite room for puzzles, the heart room in the first encounter. So this is going to be on the right hand side as soon as you enter the encounter. Complete the first encounter, go to the heart room, and this is where you have done the plate mechanics. This is where you have done the kind of number pads that disappear and you shoot them. But now when you enter this room, if you have everything completed, there will be a ton of number pads on the wall. Then on the left side and right side, you will see those little mirrors that have numbers in them. You'll also notice that whenever you grab the operator buff and you shoot any of the number pads, the number on the right changes and the little white triangles on top of the number pads lights up. And so it ends up, what you need to do is you have 4 shots. In exactly 4 shots, you need to add up to the number on the left. So the number on the left for me was 17. So I grabbed the operator buff, I shot 2, 3, 4, and 8, which gives me a total of 17 on the right. Whenever the left and right numbers match, you will complete this puzzle and a data pad will spawn and you can scan it to get progress for this puzzle. You'll continue on through the dungeon until you get past the servitor boss, the first boss of the dungeon, and in this jumping puzzle, you're going to find 2 more of these hidden puzzles. The first one's actually not hidden, it's directly in your way. There's this little kind of yellow tunnel. You'll see these data pads everywhere and you'll see an operator buff in the terminal to your right. This one, you'll notice, has much larger numbers because you need to multiply all the numbers that you shoot, not add. So, for instance, on the left, the number that we are trying to achieve is 840. So you can see me grab the buff and I shoot 6 times 5 times 7 times 4, which gives us that 840 and completes this puzzle. You should be able to trial and error this one, but if you're having difficulty, I would just start dividing by like whole numbers. Like you only have numbers 1 through 9. So take the number on the left and just say like, okay, can you divide it by 8? And if that gives you a whole number, you're probably going to use an 8, for instance. That's just how I would approach this if math really isn't your thing. Then take that number and divide by another whole number and see if that gives you a smaller whole number. You know what I mean? So for instance, I could start with 840 and I could divide by 4. And in that scenario, I would see that it would give me 210, which is a pretty good indication that I'm going to use 4 since it's not giving me any decimal places there. So go ahead, grab the data pad once you complete the puzzle, make your way through this jumping puzzle, and then about halfway through, right before that kind of security clearance 2 room that we unlocked yesterday, there's a large Braytech room that has like stairs and weird blue fluid and stuff. Here you'll see a bunch of enemies have spawned and there are more data pads for you to do. This one is the most complex puzzle, where you will see a large number on the bottom, a set of blank black ovals above it, and then 2 more sets of 2 black ovals that are also empty above that. And so what you have here is you have to shoot 4 things to make the left set of 2 numbers. You have to shoot 4 things to make the right set of 2 numbers. Then those numbers are multiplied together to make the final number, which has to match that number on the bottom. So for instance, I'm trying to make 342. What I recommend doing here is just start dividing by like a reasonable whole numbers. So I started with like 20. Obviously you can't divide 342 by 20, so then I just moved on to 19. I saw that whenever you divide 342 by 19, it's 18. So I need to make now 18 and 19 by adding up numbers. So I grabbed the operator buff. To make 19, I shot 5, 8, 2, and 4. and to make 18, I shot 5, 8, 1, and 4. Your numbers are probably going to be different. I haven't verified that, but just start dividing by, medium size numbers until you get a whole number, and those are just the two you have to make. From there, it should be pretty easy. Also, if you do get different numbers and you solve it, if you want to help people out, you can leave your solutions down in the comment section. That way people can just do this really quickly if they're not really that good at math or anything, and that could be really helpful as well, so consider that. So that's how you solve the first section of this puzzle. Now, this will unlock the ability to add a third number to your second level security room entry. So we talked about adding, 42 to the wall yesterday, spawning the class item. If you look at the rest of your armor pieces, they actually have 3-digit codes in the kind of tooltip. So if I inspect the helmet, you can see that it says 124. So in a run, if you are running through and you find all 4 of the black mirrors, you are able to now focus for a specific piece of armor. So let's go over where the 4 mirrors are. We kind of talked about it in yesterday's video, but there's 2 right before the second boss. One is in the jump puzzle. There's going to be some Braytech-y jump up sections, and then you're in a tunnel and just turn around and it's above a door frame that you just walked through. The second one is in a tunnel. As soon as you start to go to the boss, instead of going to the right, which is going to be the servitor boss, take a left. There will be a dead end, but the mirror will be on the wall. The other 2 mirrors are going to be in the jump puzzle that you're in actually currently. We talked about them yesterday, but the first one's going to be right after the jump up with the brig. You turn right, you walk on the circular platforms, but if you turn around real quick, you'll find the 3rd mirror. The 4th one is going to be right at the final section of this middle point for the jump puzzle, where you're walking up the satellite, you jump, and then there's going to be one above you, if you turn around as well. So in any run now, if you hit all 4 of these mirrors and you come to this room, you will be able to pick up the operator buff, and you will be able to type in any code for any piece of armor that you want, walk up to the chest and get it. It looks like this either has a limit of once per character per week, or once per character per run. I'm not really sure what that limitation is, but once I find out, I will update the pinned comment down below to let you know. So once you have unlocked the ability to focus armor, you can now do the final puzzle and gain the ability to focus weapons. So if you leave this room, you go into the room where you have to kill a bunch of fallen, you kill everything there, and instead of going straight through the jump puzzle, you turn left, you will see there's a very small fallen barricade that has now opened. And there's a fallen dreg that is just unloading on some of the machines in here, and he's got the operator buff. And if you kill them, you get the operator buff. Now you can see in this room, there are 4 corners, and they all have different number pads, and there's a ton of numbers, and it's pretty confusing. Now, I think I'm going to do a video separately on this, on how we solve this puzzle, and how it actually works. But just for this video, I'm going to go over just the solution. If you are looking at the chest in the middle, I'm going to refer to each of the pillars as top left, top right, bottom left, and bottom right. And I'm just going to very quickly describe the solution to you, and I'll also have it on screen. I also want to go ahead and congratulate Selvaton, because I believe their fire team was the first to do this. There were a ton of people coming together to work together on this solution and figure out how this room works, but Selvaton got the original clear, and I do want to give them credit, so I'll have their original video linked down below as well. So here are the steps as simply and succinctly as I can put them. Walk up to the top right machine, hold activate on the console in front of it. Then walk over to the top left machine, the one directly to your left now, and insert 1000 on the data pads. Then go to the bottom right machine, hold activate, walk over to the top right machine and enter 41114. Then you're going to walk over to the bottom left machine, hold activate, walk over to the bottom right machine and enter 0011. Then you're going to walk up to the top left machine, hold activate, turn to the bottom left machine and just shoot the one data pad that has a 1 on it. Then you're going to walk up to the bottom right machine, hold activate, walk over to the top left machine and enter 0100. You're going to go to the bottom left machine and activate it. Then you're going to go to the bottom right machine and enter 0010. You're going to now activate the bottom right machine that you just shot, walk back to the bottom left machine and shoot the 3. You're going to go to the top right machine, activate it, go back to the bottom left machine and shoot 3 again. You're going to go to the top left machine, hold activate, and then go over to the top right machine and shoot 114. After you do that, hold activate on the top right machine that you just shot, walk back to the top left machine and enter 0101. Activate the top left machine, go back to the top right machine and shoot 12114. Then you're going to go to the bottom left machine, hold activate, go to the top left machine and enter 0010. And then finally, you're going to walk down to the bottom right machine and just enter 0111. Now, like I said, to a lot of you, that probably makes absolutely no sense. So just follow that exactly as I do it in the gameplay, as I was describing, and it will give you the completion. I want to do a separate video on this because this is a very cool puzzle. So that will be coming out in the next couple of days. Make sure to subscribe to see that. Once you do this correctly, it should give you a voice line. The computer AI of the space station should turn kind of evil or something, but she seems nice to us, so that's kind of cool. You can open the chest. That will complete the triumph. That will allow you to focus weapons, and then it will also give you the Icebreaker Masterwork objective completion or whatever. So whenever that catalyst actually comes out, you'll automatically have it completed. Hopefully within the next couple of days, whenever Master Mode drops, but we still don't really know when that is. So if you go back to that second level security room, you will now be able to enter 4 numbers. And if you inspect any of the weapons of the dungeon, they all have 4-digit numbers in their tooltips. So for instance, I hadn't gotten the area denial special grenade launcher yet. I looked up the code, it was 1421. I grab the operator buff, I enter that, I walk up to the chest, and I get my loot. Once again, I'm pretty sure this is just like once per character per run, but it might also be per character per week. We're not really sure yet. And I will update that pinned comment whenever we find out, which should be today probably. Thank you all so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed and have a fantastic day.